Hey guys, it's Fishing the PNW here. I just wanted to do a quick video to show you guys how you can modify your topwater hollow body frogs so that they have more action. You might be thinking, how can you add more action to a frog? Well, by trimming the skirt, you allow the frog to have less drag in the water, and that in turn allows you to have a wider walking angle when you're walking your frog. If you look right here, this is a standard Booyah Pad Crasher. I believe this color is Cricket Frog. And if you look at it, the skirt is pretty long, straight from the factory and out of the package. And the skirt is a lot longer than the actual frog body itself, and to me that looks very unnatural. A lot of people like to trim the skirt, some people like to fish it as is. Both ways will catch fish. However, what I like to do is I like to trim the skirt so that the length of the skirt is about even with the length of the frog itself. That to me looks a lot more natural, and once you have it trimmed and you don't have nearly as much skirt material, like I said, there's less drag in the water, and that allows you to have a wider walking angle. And the importance of that is the wider you can walk it, you can kind of keep it from moving forward so much, so you can keep it in the strike zone longer. And as you're sitting there and you're walking a frog, the wider the walking angle, the more action it has, the more surface disturbance there is, and it just drives the bass absolutely wild. So give that a try. Trim your skirts up a bit. And the way I like to trim the skirt is I'll take the skirt, I'll get all the strands nice and straight, and then I'll line it up with the side of the frog body, just like that. And I hold it with one thumb, and I take the scissors, and right at that point where the plastic ends and you see the line tie, I like to just snip it right there. Another thing you can do if you really want to is once you have it trimmed, you can kind of cut it at an angle that leaves a little less skirt material, and to some people it looks more natural. I don't bother going that far. I just like to have it trimmed nice and even like that, so the length of the skirt is just about even with the frog. And you don't have to have every strand perfect. Honestly, if it's a little more sparse and some strands are slightly longer, it probably looks a little bit more natural. So give that a try. And if you guys haven't noticed, the Booyah Pad Crasher, in my opinion, has the softest body of any hollow body frog, and it collapses with very, very little pressure. And because of that, you're going to have increased hookup ratios. In the past few years, I've had horrible luck on frogs. I've had lots of blowups and not very many hookups. And I noticed that some of my frogs, their bodies were just really stiff. So the bass had to get a real good hold of it, and you just had to jack him as hard as you could with the hook set to actually get him. But with that softer body, it's going to collapse a lot easier. One other tip that you can do is you'll make your frog slightly weedless or slightly less weedless. But if you take pliers and you bend your hook up just slightly, then it changes the angle of the hook, so you'll actually hook the bass in more of the meat of its mouth. So that also plays a big role. And I haven't had to need to do it with the Pad Crasher because of how soft the body is. But again, if you take pliers, just bend it up a few degrees, that's really going to make a huge difference in terms of where in the mouth you're going to hook the bass. And that's going to keep him pinned and allow you to get him in the boat. Alright, so trim your skirts up, bend the hooks up a little bit, just a few degrees, and you're going to catch more bass.